Good morning. Hey, is anybody out there? What's going on, me? How you doing, bud? Um, Hope everybody is doing well. Sorry about the delay. I apologize. I'm 2 minutes late. Forgive me. This logic, what's going on? Good morning, me. How are you? EMR Coins is in the house. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Kevin, Coins Making Sense is in the house. Good day, sir. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys being moderators and channel members. Really appreciate that, Rockzilla. Thank you so much. All right. Today's kind of a wish-wash day. I do not expect Eric to be in the house today simply because they are at the fun show.
He's
So
playing.
he's playing with coins. So I don't expect him
Yeah.
to be up. I think I'll probably pop in, say hi. Morning, Jackalope. What's going on? Good to see you, bud.
Can I start something off real quick with just a little mention here for you guys in chat? I just wanted everybody to keep Jack Gallman in their thoughts and prayers this morning because he lost his wife yesterday.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so keep him in your thoughts and prayers. She's been sick for a long, long time, and um, yeah, so
Yeah, I know she had cancer. She had struggled and done some stuff, and they had went in to try to remove it, and she was in the hospital. They were going to bring her back, and then he's like, "No, we have to go back in." But that was the last I heard.
yeah, I think she passed away at home yesterday morning.
Uh, yeah, please
So
keep
if
him in your
everybody
prayers.
could just keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers, please.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Longtime member of the
that is
community,
sad.
and yeah, she did. So, okay, and I'm sure that Jack would,
Hey, Jack, there you. Hey, buddy, we love you, man.
there's Jack.
Hope you're doing. And under the circumstances, I hate to say it this way, but hope you're doing well. If there's anything you need, you got a community
Yeah.
of people who love you. So,
Yeah, I think
anything that we
it's
can do,
important
please
that
let us know.
he's with us this morning, and he's with people that, they care about him, so. Okay.
Yeah, we're praying for you, brother. Just remember that you're not alone in any of this, right? We've got your back. So,
Good
but
morning,
thanks for
Jack.
letting us know, Paula.
Mhm.
So I want to ask chat a question. Um, Hey, good morning, Jeff. How you doing? You're going to see a new layout today. I've changed some stuff. I've worked with a couple people to look at some stuff. I want your guys' opinion on this. Is it nicer? Do you like this? Is it more clean? I've been told that the previous one was a little bit
There's
busy.
Eric.
Hey, what's going on, Mister Fun Show? Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Me says it looks much better. Me was actually here yesterday. Me came over and hung out in Frostbyte Studios. um, he was driving, had an issue with his trailer, and so he met up with me, and we went and had dinner and came and chit chat for a while. And Stan Horn, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for being in here. Appreciate you coming in today. So I got to hang out with me yesterday.
So
So
you want opinions?
do I want opinions?
I'm looking on the YouTube side right now.
Yeah, what's opinions?
So I may be alone in this, but I mean, I think it's cool and everything. Like I like all the little things and stuff, but it's just for me, it's a little busy. I just think there's so much on there to look at. If you were showing this screen while you were trying to teach me something, I would be very distracted. So that's just, I mean, I do appreciate it. I do understand all the little things and everything, but you know me, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be the
No, I
Debbie
got you. I
Downer.
got you. And it doesn't matter what I do. It's not going to
I
fit
can only
everybody's
be
needs.
honest, right? I
Yeah,
don't know any other.
but I worked with a couple different people, and they're like, if you're
Yeah,
going to
I
have this
know.
stuff on here, it needs to look. Yeah,
He has
that's
different
true,
screens
B.
for
I do
teaching.
have
Okay.
different screens for teaching.
Well, then
Um,
as long as you know this all this stuff's not on there when you're actually teaching. Yeah.
oh, Azure, you suck.
Hey, my second brother. I am
Azure says,
skiing
good
in
morning, my
Vail.
stacking
Oh
brothers and
well.
sisters. I am skiing in Vail and
La-ti-da.
wanted to stop in and say hello to everybody. Rub it in, dude. Hold on. Here,
La-ti-da.
give you some salt for that tequila. You can pour that in
Right?
my
I
wound
don't
too.
ski, but Vail sounds yummy, and
Yeah.
sitting in a ski lodge I can do.
Yeah, Vail is quite cool. So beautiful, beautiful. So congratulations, bud. That's sounds like a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
So tell them what all of these are. Like, tell them what all of these things are.
In the screen, so obviously the upper
Yeah.
left hand corners, tells you how many people are in the stream and subscribers that we have.
Yeah.
The background animation. Oh, okay. So here we can do this. Let's do this. This is a restream one. So let's just make it static. Easy. Done. Right? Now there's less going on. So yeah, I can there's a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to be getting some opinions and feedback on some of the easy things. Again, there doesn't have to be anything really happening. I can use different ones. These are motions, so this motion might add too much to it. Um, Again, the little flow and stuff, there just might be too much going on with this.
Whoa.
Huh?
I just said, "Whoa!" I watched the thing. Watching on YouTube, so I've got a lag,
Yeah.
but I'm watched the motion thing change.
So I think it'll be easier if I just go with something like this, where it's just flat static, because I've got, like I said, I've got the number of subscribers going on. I've got um, the information in the lower left hand corner changes every few minutes, so you'll see updates and stuff like that on what's happening. It'll call out videos. It'll say different things. You'll see. So watch that. Give me your feedback. It's really easy to say. Um, I don't like it, but let's watch it for a while. I'll get some more feedback and then I'll make adjustments. I need
No, I
enough
didn't say I didn't like
information.
it. It's
See, like it
I
just
like it.
changed. So it'll tell you that my Wednesday video premiere is going to be Panama Pacific. So like you'll see changes of things that are happening. And so um, I know the vertical side's much cleaner than the other one, because I have more to share. But we'll talk about that. We may have to move some stuff around, but we'll check that out. It's 18 degrees here and a bit chilly for a Florida boy, but the skiing is, oh, dude. So here's the thing. I would rather go to Vail and be a little chilly and then be able to go to the lodge and have a drink and sit back and relax and look at the beautiful mountain and check that out than
Yeah.
have a very nice, comfortable, easy day at home. Because Vail
Phew,
is
bless
gorgeous,
me.
man. Vail is gorgeous. So, um,
I've never been there.
yeah, Vail is absolutely phenomenal. Especially if it's not snowing, and you got semi clear skies. It's gorgeous.
Mm.
It's just absolutely stunning. Really beautiful. So congratulations. That's a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy your time. Post
Heck
pictures,
yeah.
dude. Post
Can't
pictures in your
believe you didn't
community
even
page.
invite me.
Say again.
So I can't believe he didn't even invite me. I
Yeah.
don't take up much space.
He's like, don't let me lie. I'm looking at the mountains outside. Yeah, there's no mountains in
Mm.
in Texas. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. But that'll be fun. So
Much more scroll.
congratulations, Azure. That would be a lot of fun. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Oh,
please.
you're so sweet, Azure.
32 degrees here in North Carolina. Jack says. Um, Again, Jack, if you need anything, you got us, brother. Let us know. All right. So I got a question for you guys in chat. What is a VAM? Now I've had a couple people ask me. we don't understand what it's a VAM. They think it's an error. It's not an error. Um, but I don't want Paula and I to say what a VAM is or what an Overton is or what coins they affect. I want to see what you guys are aware of because we're going to talk a little bit about VAMs. I've got some coins here, and I know Paula's grown in. There's two in particular that I want to look at. They're really cool. Me did get to see a VAM yesterday. Me and I actually sat down and actually identified one of these I'm about to show you. It was a really cool piece. But do you guys know what a VAM is? Do you guys know what an Overton is? And the reason that I ask this is because you can get really, really, really in the weeds. Um, but a lot of people coins making sense. Why did you
That's
have VAMs
right,
to begin with?
Kevin. Just
Yeah.
pick up a Morgan dollar and you'll be looking at a VAM.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what Morgan you look at, doesn't matter what peace dollar you look at.
Nope.
Um,
Pick up a Morgan or a peace
as
dollar and
soon
you'll
as
be
you pick
looking
that
at a
up, you're
VAM.
looking at a VAM. Period. End of story.
Yep.
So VAM, as he put up here, is the two people who actually went
Leroy Van
through
Allen
and
and
coordinated all of the die pairings. Van Allen and Malice. So you got Van Allen, VA, and Malice, M. That's where the VAM comes from. And these are all the various die pairings of every Morgan dollar variety, right? Every single one of the Morgan dollars, every single one of the peace dollars has a die pairing. And what
yep.
they did is they went through, what had to be a labor of love. Um, and me says too people had too much time on their hands. Yeah, they would have had to for this. Paula, do you know how long it took them to do this?
Well, it's like they're still doing it. It's still being new VAMs are still being
They're
found
still cataloging them.
and yeah, new die pairings and new varieties on Morgan dollars are still being cataloged. So they're still continuing to catalog different things found.
Yeah,
I think that Brian it is Brian Rains is Kevin is Brian Rains involved in that now?
I
Who
know that
else?
name, but I don't
There's
know.
a couple people that have picked it up.
Why do I know that
I
name?
Brian Rains,
Yeah.
because you've met him. You met him in Tulsa.
In Tulsa. Okay, okay. I'm like, I know
Mhm.
that name. Um,
Yep.
Silver hair guy?
No, he's like salt and pepper. He spent some time with, at my table. We spent some time at his table. He bought a few things from me. Just a huge variety collector. Like
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
usually
Yeah.
he sets up a table and usually puts a sign on his table. If you need me, I'll be out. You can find me out on the floor, and it'll have his like cell number on the sign. You can text him. Yeah.
Like, hey, come check this out, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and he'll sell you stuff. It'll have so you want to buy something. You'll go, well, how much is that? And he'll go, oh, it's really expensive because
oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I know
he
who he is.
doesn't want to sell you.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Eric was talking
he
about
does. He
him
cherry
when it
picks
came to one of
everybody's
the
tables.
varieties.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
nice
So,
guy.
all right, me, enjoy. Be safe on the road, bud. I know you're heading into inclement weather. So be safe out there. So the reason that he's up here in Ohio cherry picks everyone's tables. Oh, yeah, I bet. I'm going to talk a little bit about cherry picking because I cherry pick, well, what I would call cherry pick. I cherry picked a cool Carson City. That'll be one of the last ones that we show. But I want to go through a couple of these and talk about what you need to do in order to look at the various VAMs. We're going to look at some of the resources. We're going to look at some of the photos. We're going to talk about some of the good and the bad about it. But a lot of people are like, well, why don't they list VAMs on PCGS? And it's important to understand when you're looking at PCGS or you're looking at um, NGC or if you're looking at Annex, it's a little bit different story because Annex will attribute everything if you label it. PCGS only does, and correct me if I'm wrong, Paula, but PCGS only does the top 100 VAMs or the hot
I
50.
believe yeah, I believe I'm not. Kevin could verify that more, but yeah, I believe. But so just to clarify a little bit too, not every VAM has a variety.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, and that's some of the stuff that I want to kind of go over because a lot of people are like, "Well, I got a VAM." It's like, "Oh, so do
yeah.
I."
Look, it's got a die crack. Yeah, that's just a progression. That's just a die
It's just a
progression.
progression of
That doesn't
dies.
mean it's
Um,
yeah.
but I've got a Carson City here that's a really cool piece. So I'm going to pull this up. Too much to know, not enough time to research this. There
Yeah, there are way too many
way too
VAMs
many.
too. I mean,
Um,
because it's just different die pairings and different die stages of those die pairings.
yeah,
So
I think they're both. I think
top
NGC
50
is
or
the
top, yeah, I
top
don't recall
50.
either 50 or 100. I
I
don't recall
Yeah,
either,
Hot
Kevin.
100. I can't remember what it is. I think they do both. One is PCGS and one is NGC, I believe. Um, Top 100 is PCGS, and the other
I
one
don't
is
know. I wouldn't even guess on it because I don't know, but it would be really easy for you guys in chat to find out. Just go to PCGS and NGC and look up, look up PCGS and look and go to the varieties and then look at Variety Plus on NGC.
right. And again, folks, when we're talking about these things, it's very important to understand. And you'll hear me say this, and I almost drive myself nuts when I say this, but not every BAM listing, especially when you get some of these, and I'm going to show you one of these holders. And if you've ever seen one of these holders, you know I picked this up. They say it's a VAM. We're going to go through it. We're going to talk about what is and isn't there.
Hey, you guys in chat, tell me, is he quiet to you guys? Does he sound quiet to you guys, or is it just me? Do I need to clean my ears out?
Hold on just a sec. Let me check my
It's
volume
just a
here.
little low. Your volume just sounds a little bit low to me, like I'm having to struggle.
Let me check.
But they'll tell you, the people in chat. Yeah, volume is
Yes,
low.
volume is
Okay.
low.
Okay, good. It's not just me.
Well, there. How is that?
That's much better.
There we go. Okay. So
That's much better.
I will keep this open and pay attention to this. EMR, I don't like Morgan's, but I do my research piece dollars to find VAM attributions. See, I'm not a huge Morgan fan, but I do like. I obviously like to have them. I like the numismatic value of them. Sounds good to me. You're just loud. Now he's saying I'm loud.
Well, turn your volume down then, Eric.
Yeah, I may have turned it
I
up a
think
little
it's
bit
easier
too
for
high.
us to.
I'm going to leave this about 78 or 80. I'm talking directly into my mic, so I should
I'm a
be.
little hard of hearing, so
Huh?
I'm good. I said I may be a little hard of hearing, so.
Ah, that was fun. So I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to walk through this because, again, there's a couple of things I want to warn people of. Number one, you'll get companies, these third grade or these third party grading companies, and I'm not talking necessarily PCGS or NGC Annex, but you'll get like old SEGS holders or old ICG holders or these CAG holders that have attributions on them, and they're impossible to find, mainly because they don't exist. And so I've got one here, and this is something that I want to walk through with you and allow. Man, this is why in the hell. Sometimes it's extremely annoying. Camera does come on. noise. Let's see if it pops up.
I think a good way to think of VAMs is they're like the fingerprint on the coin of the coin. And you can have more than one fingerprint on a coin. So at first it starts out with no fingerprints, then one person touches it and it gets their fingerprint, and then another person touches it and it gets another fingerprint, but it's still the original no fingerprint coin. Just with more fingerprints. Just has more fingerprints on it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Or to anybody but me?
And I hate that it auto mirrors the camera. Now I'm going to change my light source. I may have to change that. Is that too dark for you guys to see?
It's a wee bit dark. Bless you.
Sorry about that. Hopefully I got the mute in time.
You did.
So great. This is not, it's not going to work. Oops, that's not good. It's not working for me. The lighting is
very hard when it's in a slab.
Yeah.
Get it just right.
I'm trying to move the light so that I can do it, but it's auto adjusting the light because of the slab, so it's really dark. Make that brighter. See how it automatically makes it dimmer?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up. And there's supposed to be a VAM on this, and you can kind of see it here on this in the scope of the 6. You see that little die crack in the 6?
Mm-hmm.
That's the VAM. That's it. So I want people to be aware, don't necessarily pay up for something just because it has a VAM listing on it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's something really cool.
They're all VAMs.
They're all VAMs.
That's right. So there, if you look on VAM World site, it'll give you like what's a VAM? It'll give you 2 different definitions. The first one's the emotional definition, right? And that's what Frostbyte's just talking about. Like, just because it has a die crack and it's a VAM, because they're all VAMs, does not make it special.
It's the top 100 and the hot 50.
I mean, it's special to you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it more valuable. That's just a stage of the die. So it's just another fingerprint of that.
Yeah.
Die.
So again, this is, and if I tilt this up.
Exactly, Eric. They're just die markers. Yep.
They're just
to mark a specific die and that stage of the die.
Yeah. So is it cool? I mean, if you collect them all and you're trying to do like one of the PCGS registries, let me change this.
Or a die stage set, right?
If you want to do something like that.
And you want to do like all the die stages.
Let me change this and see if I can change this camera. Let me close this. Try it this way, see if this shows up any better.
So the die markers would be what you look for to identify a double die. Yeah. Now those are true varieties on Morgan dollars.
That one is reversed. I hate it when it mirrors the camera.
Like the hot lips. Everybody knows about the hot lips. Hey, what happened?
I changed the settings. There we go. That's better.
That's better.
Yeah, there we go. So again, when we look at this, that little die crack in the 6 is basically all this is. Now there's 2 classifications for this particular VAM, and one of them has doubling in the letters or in the numbers, and the other one does not. So one is actually a variety. The other one's just a die chip.
Well, then it would not be the same die.
It's not the same die. One's like 1 and the other one's 1A.
Well,
Um,
so
now
1 and 1A, 1
yeah,
and
here's
1A would
here's the
still be the
thing. So we look at it, the coin's decent, it's nice. Now here's the problem. Okay. This is the VAM. It does say it's a top 100, but it's made by SEGs. It's created and attributed by SEGs. So when you look at this and you actually pull up the information on this, does this make this an overly valuable coin? No. The question is if I sent this to PCGS, would they cross grade it? Number one, I don't think it's the grade that they gave it. That's a big one when you're looking at third-party grading companies. But number two, do I think that they would attribute this as such? No, I don't. It has something, but it's not exactly the same. Now,
It's absolutely not the same die. It cannot be the same die.
no, and so I'll explain to you why. So when we come over to VAM, and let me pull up and share this window. We're going to get into VAM World, and this is, it's just type in vamworld.com. It'll come up, and it's a wiki style page. Really easy to use. It takes a little bit to get through this. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see this. And you'll walk through and you'll see what's going on. Now, again, if I come over here and I pull up the VAM that's listed. So if I come over here and I pull this up again, I'm looking at this particular one, but I'm looking at, and this one is VAM 1A in the top 100. Okay, so if I come back over to this one and I go to the top 100 and I pull up this particular year, which is 1886, and then I look up the 1A, and in this one, it's going to be MS6, Philadelphia. And so here is the 1A. And I come down and I look at this. You're going to see the line in the 6 right here. Okay.
And it should have the doubled ear with it also.
Yep. Now you see the doubling there. And here? Or is it just there?
I don't know. Those pictures are terrible.
Yeah, they're not very good. So, but remember, when we're looking at this stuff, you want to make sure that they are exact. If they're not exact, it's not the same freaking thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's really important for people to understand this. They can't be close. So oftentimes we're looking at the doubling on the one over here. Or no, what is this one? This is just the positioning.
That's
all right.
The date position. Mm-hmm. Which is also very important.
So let's go ahead and let's come down here.
Die marker. Position of the date is a die
so
marker.
let's come down here. Let's zoom into this a little bit. I apologize. This is where the light on the scope is going to be a pain in the tuchus.
Yeah, not that one is not even close.
No. So not only is it not close, but look at that. Oops, what did I just do?
And the die crack's not the same.
Yeah. So the crack in the 6 is not the same. Okay. So this is not what it's labeled as. Somebody saw the 6, they put it in there, they thought that was going to be good. But if you look at that 6, it is not the same. And that position of the 1, that position of the 1 is not even close. Right? That one's way higher.
Well, not just that. Look at the denticles.
Yeah.
And you can look at so the VAM, the listed VAM is the one is centered. between the denticles.
Yeah,
His is more east.
let me put this like
His
this.
is more like northeast than the
There we
listed
go.
one.
That's better. I just tilted it under something so we get a better view. So again, when we look at this, you look at the positioning, right? This is more to the right than this one. This is almost exactly centered.
Yeah.
But when you look at the height, this is really close to the denticles. This is actually quite a distance away, right? So not the same thing. Again, when we come over here to the 6, we're looking at the 6, okay? When we come over here, we look at this 6. See how this runs across this way?
I love you, Kevin. Huh?
What did he say?
It just found by segs just means anyway, it's yeah.
Well, no, I understand, but here's the thing is that I want people to understand that yeah.
That was a diabolical laugh there of mine. Sorry.
That's okay. I want people to understand. Now, I didn't overpay for that. Don't worry about it. I bought it for a very specific reason. I bought it for teaching. So I knew it was in a segs holder. I knew it wasn't what they were listing it as.
Yeah.
I didn't tell the person it wasn't what they're listing it as. I'm going to talk to them about it afterwards. But I wanted to bring this up. I'm not going to even name who it was. But this is not the same coin. This is not the same variety. This is not the same VAM. So again, just be aware when you're looking at stuff and somebody's trying to sell you something that's listed in a third-party grading company that's not from one of the big boys.
And I'm telling you, Frostbyte, it doesn't matter if it's from one of the big boys either. They have been screwing the pooch lately, both PCGS and NGC.
Yeah,
Making
so
big mistake.
be leery of this. So now the other one is if we come up here and we look at the ear. So we look at this ear and we look at the doubling in the ear. This one's going to be, whoops, don't hit your scope. There you go. I'm having issues with my scope.
It's okay. It's pretty colors.
Yeah, hold on.
It looks like the ocean. Well, while you're doing that, just to point out, I just had a listing removed, a sold listing removed from Great Collections. That was misattributed. And
Misattributed as in.
So they sold it as a 1936 FS 101. And it was actually the 1936 FS 102, but it was labeled and sold as the FS 101. And it sold for pretty big money. And but Ian Russell checked it, had it, and it actually got removed. The listing got removed too. I think it was PCGS. I have to look now. It's been a couple weeks, but I can show you later. I can pull it up and show you later.
Yeah, if you would, that'd be great. My my scope is not connecting, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. I need to replug it in.
I had it list. I posted it in our Facebook group, but
well, while I'm doing this, pull it up because I need to reconnect my scope. I'm not sure what's going on.
Let me.
It's being a PETA.
PETA. One moment. Posts.
My USB device is not being recognized. Oh,
saved post. Popular
this is a
posts. Let me hang on. I'm still trying to. I'm on my collect. I don't really know how. I'm not great at my collect.
Oh, you're fine. No worries. I don't think my scope is gonna. There's something wrong with the browser. I've got to disconnect.
Reacted to your post. There we go. Yeah, it's been a month. So here is here's the listing. Let me share it for you guys. And I'll try to pull up the picture.
Okay.
So
Let me
that was
make
the
this full
listing.
screen real quick.
Oops. That was the listing, original listing. Oh, hi, Paula Bloom on my clicked. And you can see what it sold for, right?
Pricey little devil.
So this was a PCGS attributed. Now, when they say type 1, that is an old way of attributing dye varieties. So it really just means like DDO001 or FS101. Now let me pull up the picture and I'll show you. Oh, I can't. I
Hey,
only have
Tiger Stacker with the $5
Oh,
super
yes,
chat.
I
Thank
can.
you
I
so
can
much,
show
brother.
this. This is not the good picture. So there is one key thing to look for to tell the difference besides the doubling itself. But let me zoom in. So I don't know if you have it up. Let me
Beautiful
see.
doubling. Yeah. Go ahead and zoom it in.
No, it is. But on the FS101, all of the motto is doubled. And you can see there's like, it's very slight,
Very minimal. Yeah. It would
very
look more
minimal.
like the
But
1936.
yeah, on the 102, there is a I'll stop sharing. Let me pull up Variety Vista and I'll show you guys the difference. It's a better way of doing it because I don't have a good picture of the coin itself. And this was just like we're finding these discrepancies more and more frequently. And it's really sad, not just on varieties, but on errors too. And the difference in value between the 101 and the 102 is quite a bit.
Well, yeah, it really matters. And this is one reason that I
Mhm.
wanted to show this particular VAM
It does matter. It
because
really
this
matters.
VAM, the coin itself is about a $50 coin, $45 coin.
Mhm.
But you add the VAM attribution to this particular one. Now it's not going to be in segs, but you're talking about $150, $160 coin.
Right.
Right. And
So
it's a
if you go
significant difference. And so if
yeah.
you're looking at picking this up, it's really important for people to understand that just because it's listed, you need to do some validation and verify that that is actually what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So I want to talk about this with people and make sure not only if they're attributing a variety or an error, validate that the variety or error is exactly
Mhm.
as it's listed in the attribution sites you're using. But
So this
again,
is the
it can't be
102.
close. Close is
Yeah, it can't
different.
be close. And don't think that you can just look for dye markers and then that'll mean that your coin's a double dye. You have to, or a variety, you have to find that variety
Yep.
first because you'll see as if you get into VAM listings, you'll see that not only do they switch out like obverse and reverse dyes, but many of like the dye clashes and stuff are very similar from dye to dye to dye to dye to dye to dye to dye.
Exactly,
Sorry.
Kevin.
I got a little, but anyway, here's the 102, right? It's got a broken R on Liberty. That is the like big thing I mean, you don't even have to look at anything else. If you just look at the date and you go, oh, which one is that? You can go right to Liberty and see that broken R. But let me show you the difference. Let's go to the 101. Now that's the motto on the 101.
That's
So there's
beautiful,
a
though. Man,
yeah, there is
there's
a
total
significant
difference
difference.
between
Yeah.
the two. Total difference between the two.
See, on Liberty, there's no broken R.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good grief.
But
You just see it in God We
but the
Trust. It's
motto, yeah.
remarkable. Yeah.
So How they messed that up, I'm not sure, if it was just a clerical error or what, but it was Ian Russell looked at it. He had the listing removed from PCGS. He contacted the seller. He canceled the sale. Everything. So he was great with that. But had that not been caught, that person would have wasted about $2,500.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being the person to find out that I purchased a big thing from a big company and it's the
Hi,
wrong one.
Tiger.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'd be slightly torqued.
So use your own knowledge and double check everything.
Yeah, and
Don't
again,
don't count on the labels, especially with the newer slabs, right? Because they're really messing up.
yeah, and again, you guys, I purchased this one. I picked this one up from somebody for two reasons. Number one, I wanted to get it out of the community. Number two, I wanted to make sure that I shared this with people so that people understood that just because somebody says it is doesn't necessarily mean it is. You need to do some validation and verify.
Mhm.
Now, with that being said, sometimes things are not listed on a coin and you can cherry pick those, right? This is
Right.
what we were talking about earlier with going through and cherry picking coins that are not listed as something but actually have something cool on it. So let me see if I can get my camera to connect this time. Tiger Stacker, na 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 na, bad vam. Ha ha ha, he's funny.
Batman.
Okay, thanks for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. Um, extra camera. Come on, you fool. It's still not connecting. Your camera has suffered an internal error and cannot be displayed. Tiger Stacker just gifted 5 memberships. Thanks, Tiger. I appreciate you, bud. I'm not sure what's going on. It shows it's connected. DC camera. Let's see who got these. Dan McCumber, Crispy Critter, Invisible River, Sunday Peak, and Addicted to Blades 2. Congratulations, folks. I appreciate that. But thanks, Tiger. I appreciate the memberships. Okay. You know what I'm going to have to do? Let me do this. And I'm going to have to just share my screen. Let me see if I can just do it this way. Oh, no, it's not recognizing it at all. I don't think I'm going to be able to show the other VAM.
Well, get Bifrost in here to draw it.
If she was here, she would be
Really
all over it.
funny.
It's not allowing me to pull it up. But I have some pictures.
Yeah, just show pictures from Van World.
Tiger Stacker, member for 14 months. One of the original
It
OGs.
was a theme song from
Na na na
Batman.
na 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 na
I
na na
got
na
it.
na Bat Vam. Oh, I get you. Okay.
Batman. Yeah, my avatar, because it says, I don't remember what it says. Should I get this graded? No, smack.
Yeah, and so let me pull this up again. Let's pull up the Vam World 1A. So, but just again, folks, be leery. Be leery about this. One thing that's cool though is that in this particular
Good morning, Kevin.
in this particular one, why in the hell aren't you showing up? I am having some weird issues today. Here we go.
Just
Share.
today.
Hey, listen.
Oh gosh, shut up, Paula.
All right. So let's get over here and let's type in Morgan Vams by date, 1883 Carson City. And again,
Come
if we're
on.
just looking at the 1883s, you've got a few coins. But but what I want to look at is I want to look at this one right here. I want to look at the 5A. I'm going to click on additional photos and I'm going to show you some of the things that we look at. And these are things that, and YouTube me is in the chat. I validated these on my coin. This is a hair. It's not actually on the coin. That's that's the doubling there. You see the little
Clash.
die gouge there inside
Looks like a
clash.
clash.
You see
But
here the clash. There's lots of clashes on this, right? Lots of cool
mhm.
things. And then you get some really crappy photos of I don't know what the hell they're trying to show there.
Yeah,
Um,
clash.
but they don't list and they don't show the coolest one, which is this one right here. Really
That's a
cool,
pretty
solid.
common, yeah, area.
Say again?
So that's a pretty common area for
It
clashing on the
it
Morgans, but
is.
it's cool when it yeah, when it shows up, it's cool.
And it's quite this is the back of her neck, right? So you see that this would come up and then you'd have her cap up here, the Phrygian cap, and then it comes down. This is the back of her neck and it comes back around. And then you have the die crack here, and all these items have to be there. So I purchased this Carson City coin a little while ago, and I got a really
Which
good
came
deal.
first, the clash or the crack?
Say again?
Which came first, the clash or the crack?
The Clash.
The clash came first, so it doesn't have to have the crack.
Well, for this particular VAM, it does.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be. It would be VAM 5.
Wouldn't it still be the same VAM, just a different stage of the VAM, like 1A, 1B, 1?
Yeah. So this would be 5. Yeah, this would be 5. Mine is 5A.
Okay.
Right. So here's 5. This has this. Now I have a Carson City. Remember the one that I was showing you? That's in the holder. It's in the NGC holder that I got. That one's 5. This one's 5A. That's the reason that I picked this one up, is because this one was 5A and I knew I had the 5. So that's the one that has the mark underneath it. It's got the same.
Well, 5A would have the mark underneath too, right?
No.
It's the same die.
It does not have, hold on just a sec.
It has to be the same die. The double date is created when the die is created, so it will be there from the beginning. When you have a double die, the double die is there in all stages.
The double die is there, but the little thing under the 8.
Aren't they saying that's the repunch date, the double date, the bottom of the 8?
Say again?
I said, isn't that what they're saying is the doubled date, that little bottom of the 8?
No, I think they're talking about the
See, doubled date.
8.
Hmm.
No one.
Don't. Well, yours would be doubled too. Yours would have a doubled date.
Yeah, so in mine you'll see it in the 1 and the 8, but you don't see it at the bottom of the third 8. There's nothing on the
So
bottom.
perhaps that was worn, that has been worn off
Maybe
on yours.
Yeah. So, but when I flip this,
Because yours is a later stage, right?
Mine's
Correct.
the later
Yours
stage.
is a later stage.
Yes, mine is the later stage.
Yeah. So it could just have been polished off. Or,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So when we come here, let's pull this up. No die clash.
Yep. So that's the early die stage.
This is the early die state. So this is the one, the one that I have in the GSA certified holder.
Ah.
That's this coin.
Now you have both. Now you have 2 of them.
And now I purchased the other one because I wanted the later die state.
Nice.
right? So I purchased this one, but I got this coin. So the other coin's a $500 coin. This one I got for $350. This is also a $450, $500 coin. So I got a really good deal on it, but I bought the coin because I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly
Nice.
what I was looking for. I knew exactly what I needed to have. And when
I
I
have a
come,
question for you.
yeah,
Under the date, what are they calling the little anomalies down there? Is they calling that dye rust? Rusted dye?
where is that?
Under the date?
Oh, let me get to the under here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let me go back and see.
Yeah. Be curious to see what they're calling that.
They don't call it anything.
Hmm. Interesting. Star
Polished
percentage.
dye VAMS 83.
Ah, polished dye. Yep.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting that they don't mention that. Some specimens polished later diced. So what does it say up above?
Yep.
Ear slightly. Dyed.
They don't list anything on it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, but again, you can get really in the
Anyway.
weeds. Like this one matches exactly my Carson City in the GSA holder,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've looked at a bunch of different ones. It's very clear. You'll see the doubling in the CC. You'll see the slight doubling in the on the right side of the ear up here. You'll see the line under here. It's got the clash. You can't see it very well. There's a clash that's kind of been polished off here.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Remember
Yep.
about being able to tilt the coin?
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I
So,
don't like
and you can't
looking for
see it unless
BAMs.
you tilt it. This is
I don't like
why,
looking for BAMs because of that.
yeah. Um,
Yep.
this is why, and I wish this goofy thing would work, but unfortunately, my scope isn't working. I
I
need to get a
shouldn't
really
hang
good
out
scope.
with you anymore. Peace,
Um,
colors, varieties, no VAMs. Everything is going to be
yeah, there we go. Um,
just
so,
a giveaway.
but cool stuff. But I just want people to be aware and be careful when you're looking at stuff. And it doesn't matter whether you're where you're doing this. If you are participating in, just the camera a little bit. If you're participating in an auction, if you are looking through some items, then you need to make sure that you understand exactly what it is you're looking for. Don't necessarily trust the labels. Really understand what it is that you're looking at. Validate, verify, look at your resources. Go to Vam World, do exactly what we did, walk through, see some of those items, and make sure that you're documenting and you're checking stuff out. Scope is essential. Well, I
Is it?
I would much rather look at stuff through a loop, but the scope
Yeah,
is
it's
I
clear.
can't show you through my loop, right? So
Yeah.
if I'm going to be showing you stuff, I need a better scope. So I need to just buck up and buy me a good scope so that I can share. Plus, I want to have one
Well,
that when I put a shiny coin underneath it, it doesn't change the coloration on me.
shiny.
Turn it freaking blue or something goofy.
I never recommend scope. Except possibly to people who have been doing this for a while and have learned to look at coins through a loop and really have gotten to know what the normal coins look like,
Yeah.
because if you start out right away looking through a scope at your coins, you're just going to be disappointed constantly because you're going to see things that aren't really there on the coins. And there is a huge learning curve to scopes. But if you have a YouTube channel and you want to be able to show coins, then yeah, you need a scope.
Then you need a scope. Yeah.
Unless you're Ben the coin geek and you can, how he does his little handy dandy looking glass. I don't know what he uses for that, but he uses something on his phone or his but anyway,
Yeah,
scopes
I
can
took.
cause a lot of disappointment.
Let's see. Is it here? Trying to pull something up.
There you go, Jackalope. Your eyes and a loop are 10 times better than a scope. But a loop, there's a learning curve to a loop too. I can't use a loop. She tries. Some people just can't, they just can't ever get the hang of it.
So here I've got this up. Let me pull this up. All right. This is kind of hard to see. Hopefully you can see that.
I
These
can
are
see it.
pictures. See how there's the clash there?
Yep.
You don't see the clash unless you tilt the coin.
Yeah.
This is that Carson City. There's the little item.
Go loop de loop.
See, there's a little clash there. Again,
Mhm.
if you frame it in a certain light, you won't see it. There's the little item under the 8. There's the crap under the 1 and the 8. Let me zoom in a little bit.
And there's a reading damage.
Reading damage. Yeah. But here's the junk underneath.
Yeah.
There's the die crack that they were talking about. There's the lion item under there. Right.
Mhm.
So when you come through here, there's the die clash. You can see the die clash very prominently. You couldn't see it on the other picture. Because you have to tilt it a certain way. Again, there's different die clashes on the reverse or on the back of the neck, right? And that's where the 1 clash is that we showed you on the reverse of the other coin. That's the position in the back of her neck that you saw the die clash. The laurel wreath stalks.
And you said that's which one?
This is the 5A. Or no, 5. Wait, hold on. This is VAM 5.
So they say in VAM World that VAM 5 is without the clash. If I read that right.
So because VAM 5A doesn't have this.
So
this is a later die state.
If I read that, no, because okay. Anyway.
So would this be 5A?
Probably. Because on VAM World, I thought I read that it said that VAM 5 just was the doubled date, didn't have the die clash yet.
So here's the die crack that you see on 5. You don't see it on 5A. It's you see a little bit right here on 5A, but you don't see it on 5. That runs all the way across.
So go back to VAM World. I'll go to VAM World. What date was that? VAM's by date.
Let me share this.
You said it was a top 100. 1880.
No, that one is not. This is VAM World.
VAM's by date. 18. What date is that?
1883. Carson City.
CC. Yeah. 5. VAM 5.
This so again, when you're doing your due diligence, you've got to it has to be exact. You might find differences, and just because you find differences,
I'm looking at the wrong one.
It means that you need to validate because they may not have all the pictures. So you'll see the double date here in the 8, the 1. You see the line here in the under the 8. Which I don't know if they're talking about that being the doubling in the 8.
Under the 8. It says dash under the 8, which could have been polished off later. And doesn't matter if it's part of the 8 or what. But it says 1. Let's see. There are 2 stages of VAM 5A. One has the end clash visible. The other, it's a prominent star bath. See, VAM5 dyes are believed to have the 1883 VAM5A wing scratch in all stages. So that would be 5A.
And they don't show the wing scratch in this one, but
The
if you
first
come
C in
here,
mint mark is doubled at the bottom inside. Second C is doubled.
you don't see the wing scratch in this one.
It says the wing scratch is visible in all stages.
But you don't see it in this one. Should be right there.
These dyes were clashed and repolished several times.
Oh, hold on. It's right here.
Second 8. Early dice polished away, but is yeah, okay. It says early dye state specimens, but is polished away. So the dash under the second 8 is in some early dye state specimens, but it is polished away on later dye states as is metal indenticals below the 1/8.
Yeah. So when you pull up VAM5, right, this was polished away because it doesn't exist in my 5A.
Yeah.
This was polished away. Doesn't exist in my 5A. But the doubling in here and the doubling here still exists.
Sequence VAM5. VAM5 does not have a dye clash.
So we'll go to VAM5. Oh, hold on. VAM5A. And then here's B. Which is a different dye,
there
right?
Should be more. No, it's not the same dye. It's the same dye. It's still the same dye. It would just be a different dye stage.
Oh, so you know what? Then mine is 5B.
Yours is that one.
Mine's 5B. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks like. Yeah, there's the marker there. I don't know what you're looking at.
So much to look at, you guys. That's why I hate doing VAMs. I told Frostbyte when he said, I said, okay, I'll do it. But there's so much they're easily confused.
Well, and there's so many of them. We're talking about just in this 1883 Carson City. There's not a ton of them. But again, there's still a lot to look at. So you really want to make sure that you're tracking. And I haven't been looking at chat. I apologize. I've had all these screens open, so I haven't been able to do anything but see the screens. Now I'm actually seeing chat again. But yeah, there are a number of things you need to be familiar with, and really take time. Don't be in a rush when you're trying to look at a VAM, right? You've got to take your time and look through it, because even I thought mine was a 5 and a 5A. Now I've got a 5A and a 5B. So I don't have what I thought I had. But it's okay. I would like
to
yeah. Now I've got one more 83 Carson City and I haven't looked at it, and I need to go look at it.
Yeah. It happens.
So I need to pull that out and see if I can find that, because
the big thing to remember is that if you have like a 5, then all of the 5A, B, C, whatever, they're all the same dye unless it says 5C or whatever, the reverse dye was changed. Then I think they have a dual number listing for that. How does VAMworld do it? I don't know. But there are times when one or the other of the dyes is changed out. So then you have a new dye pairing, a new dye marriage, right? So you can have the same, like he could have the same
obverse with a different reverse
dye with the clashing and the double date and yada yada yada, and then but not
you flip it over and none of the clashing is there because they changed the reverse dye.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So you've got to be
there's so
really
much
careful
to
when you're
it.
looking at that stuff. And
Mhm.
again, it's got to be exact.
Yeah.
Now, I am not extremely good at looking at these things. I'm still learning on how to do all of this stuff. But what I wanted, the thing that I really wanted to go over with you all today was one, I picked up a coin specifically to show you guys that just because a slab says something doesn't mean that's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to
Mhm.
keep this. Now, again, the fact that it segs um, kind of triggered me in, especially at the very beginning. Segs did some decent stuff, but towards the end, they were naming and classifying
It's
all
kind
sorts
of
of
hit or
weird stuff.
miss with them,
Yeah.
you know. I mean,
So
they did some good stuff.
I
They did
wanted
it,
to look
the
at it just for
Frostys.
curiosity's sake and see if it was what they said it was. When they showed
Yep,
the images, I'm like, that's not the same one.
that's
Um,
not it.
yeah, it's the die clash in the six runs vertical. The other one ran horizontal to the six.
Learning never
And so
stops. That's what
looking at it, it's like, no, that's not the top 100. Um, I paid a little bit more than what this coin is worth, knowing what I was getting, but I did it for more educational purposes than anything. Now I'm going to make
try it
sure
again.
that I label this one. So I'm going to do some sort of label, actually affix it to this particular coin so that people know that it's wrong. I probably will um, uh, end up cracking it out of this segs container just because I don't want somebody coming after me thinking that they
I
have
wouldn't.
something that
I'd
they don't
keep it
have.
in there.
Why?
I would keep it in there and just put your own little label on it to like not just put a big not in front of the
Yeah,
1A.
I could do that. Um,
I don't
the
I
one thing I
just
do like, I will give this. One thing I
it's
do like about the
protected in
sex
there,
holders
so
is they're heavy duty.
it is protected in there, so
Yeah,
why I wouldn't take it out. Yeah.
they're heavy duty. They did a good job with the holders. I do like the holders. But again, just be careful when you're looking at VAMs. And just because somebody says it's got a VAM, it doesn't necessarily even make it worth more money. Now, there are
Nope.
some that are. There are some extremely valuable, some that are extremely important that you would love to be able to find, especially cherry picking. But if you're going to do that, make sure that if you're going to go sit down at somebody's table at a coin show, buy something.
Verify, that's right. And
Well,
there's some people
verify,
that
but
get a
buy
chubby
something.
over every little die crack they find, and they try to get you to pay extra
Yeah.
because it's got a cool little die crack. Yeah, and so whatever. And that's just people that just really don't know anything about varieties or errors.
Well, you get some coin channels
And
that do the same thing.
yeah, I know that's,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm not saying that die cracks aren't cool and everything else, but the majority of them don't add any value to the coin because they are just a normal stage of the die, a normal part of the die's life. Even the
Yeah.
mint doesn't think that they're any big deal. They continue to let the dies stay in service.
Yep.
So
That's exactly right. So again, just protect yourself. Be aware of what's happening. Know what's going on when you're purchasing a coin. Look at the details. Understand what it is that you're wanting to buy, what you're wanting to pick up, and then make decisions. Don't get caught up in the game, and it is a game
more money.
uh, where it's excitement, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, check this out. You got to get this now. Be leery of that. You can find yourself getting put into a position that um, causes you to be reactionary. Don't react, act.
Mhm.
Reactions are emotional. Actions are things that, they're logical. You take time and then you make a decision and you act on it. Take time,
And
slow down.
I'll say one more thing about Morgan dollars and peace dollar. Really, any of the big dollars, they were big clunky dollars, and those dies took a beating. And so it's more. I think it's almost more unusual to find a pristine Morgan or peace dollar or Ike dollar, unless it's like a proof. but more the silver, right? The silver coins, the silver piece and the silver Morgan. I think it's more unusual to find them pristine without any crack or anything like that, because that would be very early on in the dye's life. Not unusual to see cracks that run all the way through all the way around the perimeter of the coin. Not unusual to see that. Like I said, those dyes took a beating, man. That's why you'll see them a lot of times with so many polishing marks and stuff, because they would take they worked hard saving those dyes to get more and more use out of them.
Right. Well, and there were so many of them that needed
Yeah.
to be made that you run into a situation where you had they basically did it until the dye fell apart.
Yep.
So, and you'll see this with Lincoln scents as well. You'll see that
Mm-hmm.
they use dyes all the way until they're, sunsetting. They were so old that they just fell apart. This is why it's important that when you look at certain, when you're trying to grade a coin, you understand what was happening during that time frame. Um, you can't
Mm-hmm.
grade every coin the same. You have to
Well, and
know.
I believe it was early on. Kevin can probably correct me in this, but I believe it was early on in the that those presses too, that where everything was becoming automated, and people weren't hand setting the planchets in, and it went from steam to electric, and things were moving faster, and so dyes were clashing more, and there just was, it was all kind of new innovation. So they were getting used to all of the new presses and
Yeah.
stuff.
But
Uh,
now, because of this, it afforded us more opportunity to
Good
find
morning,
errors and find
Mickey.
varieties. What up, Mickey? Invisible. My 1900 CC was slab, but they don't say the number of it. Again, in order for PCGS or NGC to do it, it's got to be either the hot 50 or the top 100. Um,
Mhm.
so they're very specific about what they will attribute, what they won't attribute. If you send it to ANAX or something like that and didn't request attribution, they're not going to put it on there just because.
That's
Um,
why it's so fun to cherry pick slabs.
right. So you can actually go through and find some really cool stuff on
Yeah.
slabs. But
Yeah.
again, you have to know exactly what you're looking for. You can't just go and arbitrarily try to find something because you might spend too much money on something you think you have only to find out you didn't get it. Or you might overlook something you had the opportunity to get and you missed it because you didn't actually know what you were looking for.
Man, I wish one of the guys would come up and update us on the fun show. I'm so bummed. I was thinking Eric was going to be up here and give us an update and tell us all the shenanigans that are going on between that motley crew. Want to hear about the shenanigans? Uh,
Well, I
I
would just
love that.
like to. I'd like to see what kind of stuff they're finding at the coin show.
Right? Yes.
Mickey, tell Eric to get me a sample slab, or Mickey, you can get me a sample slab.
I think I think I might have already asked Eric to get me a sample slab. I
Mickey
don't
can
know.
get me a sample slab.
Yeah, somebody get a sample slabs,
Um,
please.
Eric needs to do
Eric
that,
needs to do that. I know. Or Chuck.
or Chuck. Yeah, I'll text Chuck. Get me a sample slab. I don't even have my phone up here.
Chuck did one of somebody. I know Adam sent me a picture or sent me a picture of Cindy's elongated scents, all her stuff on her table. No flea market. What sample slabs are they? They are the fun show sample slabs. I don't know which, if all of the grading companies are there. Right, Kevin? Yes. Sample slabs are always welcome. I know
Yeah,
Matt and Mike said that they picked me up one in
I do
Baltimore,
have
but
my
I
phone.
haven't
I'm going
seen
to
it yet.
text Chuck.
I haven't seen it yet. I know. I know. I'd be happy with any elongated coin, but the zinc ones I'm not a fan of because in 10 years they're going to be dust. The plating pulls away. All of the
Well,
grading companies are there, then maybe they might all have sample slabs.
yeah, you might get sample slabs from each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Paula, did I tell you that I finally picked up? I don't have it here; it's downstairs. Did I tell you that I finally picked up my A&A coin from the Chicago show?
Picked up your A&A coin from the Chicago show. I don't know what that means.
Remember
What
the
A&A?
A&A did their first coin?
Oh yeah, you
I got
got one
one.
of those.
Yeah, I got one of those.
I'm so jelly.
So,
Thanks, Nikki.
I'll get you some. Oh yeah, that's cool, Mickey.
Yeah.
Was in an auction and somebody was doing something like, yeah, there's this coin and it's A&A, and people were like, well, A&A doesn't make coins, and I was like, nobody
They
knows what
did
that is.
I think it was last year. Wasn't it last year?
Yeah, it
24,
was this
23.
year. Yeah, this most recent show.
24, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, people don't know what this is, and he was like,
No,
well, I'm
I
going to
tried to
sell it
tell
for like
everybody.
$20, and I was like,
I tried to
done.
tell people. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, done. So picked it up,
By the
and
time those sold out fast.
they were gone quick. Yeah, they were gone quick. So, but yeah, so I finally got one. I've been trying to find one of those because those are the ones that because it was the first coin, like a true genuine coin. I'll bring it up. I'll show it tomorrow. Okay, as soon as I'm done, I'll bring it upstairs and I'll set it on my desk. I'm going to go.
They've done pandas. Like I have pandas, but that's not the same thing. Like this was their own coin. It was not like a panda with a, an A&A thing on it. This was their own.
Yeah, this was different than some of the other ones. Yeah. So, but anyway, it was cool. I was able to get that. That was cool. I'll bring it up and I'll show it tomorrow. That'll give me time to figure out what's wrong with my scope. And yeah, so this doesn't have a stamp. This is actually a coin that was created as a coin for this purpose. Really cool stuff.
Yeah, I do
NGC
too.
didn't know what it was, even though they had to deal with the grades to them. It took them forever to get back. Oh, you got yours graded?
You have them? Kevin, if you have one for sale, let me know if it's not too expensive and if I can make payments.
I wonder if I should send mine in.
I don't know, but I want one. I'd rather have one.
I don't normally send stuff in, but I wonder if I should send it into CAC.
I wouldn't. Why?
There's 3 varieties.
Raw, but
you like it raw?
I like it raw. Stop it. That's what she said. Oh, listen, it's not Sunday. I'm okay. Terrible. I already broke my New Year's resolution. I got snotty about somebody on YouTube.
You want to hear a joke about? You want to hear a joke?
Yes.
So it's kind of a dirty joke, but
it's your channel.
There was a priest that went in, and he goes and sits in his booth, and a nun comes over and she goes, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." And it's like, "Is that you, Nancy?" It's like, "You're not supposed to say anything, Father." It's like, "Oh, what's going on?" She goes, "Well, I've been with a man." And he's like, "How so?" It's like, "Well, I touched his private part with my hand." And he goes, "Oh, you should not have done that. That is bad. All right. Do your rosaries, go wash your hands in the holy water and ask for forgiveness. And, don't ever do this again." So the second one comes through and it's like, "Hi, Father, forgive me for I have sinned." And it's like, "Yes. How can I help you?" Like, "Well, I have been inappropriate with a man." It was like, "What do you mean you've been inappropriate with your man?" Like, "Well, I touched a man's genitals with both my hands." And so he was like, "Why would you do that?" It's like, "Well, I was helping, and it wasn't intentional. It happened." And he's like, "Well, go wash your hands in the holy water, and then ask for absolution and pray your rosaries and go on." And the fourth nun tapped on the third one, and she goes, "Do you mind if I go first?" And she's like, "Why?" She goes, "Because I don't want to gargle that water after you sat in it."
I was waiting for that. Oh
So,
my gosh, I was waiting for that.
yeah, I don't want to have to gargle that water after you sat in it. So, yeah.
Gross.
Anyway, just a little bit of humor, kind of fun. Oh, you want to hear something really cool? Did you like that short that I did on the history?
That was so funny.
I had a UT professor, it's like UTSA professor, reach out to me and say, "I just saw your short, and I want to use this in my class to talk about how people morph history. Would you have a problem with me using it? I'm going to pull it up in a video. I'm going to pull it up and stuff." And I said, "No, not absolutely. But I'm going to ask you not to download it. Just send people to the site, but you can embed it or do whatever." And he's like, "No problem." So he sent me an email, said it's done. And within an hour, my views went from like 600 up to like 1,500. So he shared this out in his classes, and hopefully it does something. It goes well. Yeah, like that. That's the ANA stamp plug thing. That's not what this was. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that, you guys want to go see something fun, go look at the story of Buffeties, who's was taken down by a woman. That's an interesting history.
Both of these.
Yep, along with the great Achilles and Hector.
I think both of these took my son down yesterday too.
Yeah, I think actually that's funny. You need to show that to him.
I should. You got struck down by both of these.
He got struck down by both of these. That's classic.
Yeah.
Trying to adjust to something. Oh, it's done. So, but yeah, anyway, so fun stuff. What do you got going on tomorrow? My Neanderthal bone flute is doing similar. I was asked by a college. Oh, that's cool, Kevin. Yeah, that's really cool. You got some amazing stuff though. Tribal history, the stones. You got some amazing stuff. That's pretty cool. The second Friday of the new year is called the Big Quit. Yeah, well, Frostbyte was telling jokes in the restaurant. Oh man, so I went out to dinner with me. He was in town. I said that earlier, right? And we were sitting there, and I asked the waitress. I said, "Do you know you can tell what a woman's thinking or how a woman feels by her hands?" And there was a lady sitting over kind of catty corner from me, and she kind of looked at me. She's like, right? And she goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, look at her hands." And I said, "And if they're around a man's throat, is a pretty good indication she's mad." And she started laughing. Her husband just shook his head. She was like, "That's a good joke." Hey, what's going on, Mad? I got in some sort of vertical stream. Yeah, I simulcast. You should have popped up in here, though. Saying hi. I'm not sure why it didn't show up. I'll have to go check that and see what's going on. But hey, what's going on, brother? Yeah, so it was it was funny. She just looked at me and said, "That was good." So, but yeah, you guys, I am the same in person as I am online. You're
Mhm.
going to get the same dude. So,
I feel ya.
yeah.
I'm the same way.
Say, Silver Sleuth,
Once
what's
they're
going
not.
on? Thanks for the thumbs up. And folks, if you're watching and you haven't thumbs up, please do so. If you're watching vertical, double tap the screen. Consider subscribing. I do appreciate all the support. It definitely was, and I was in there for like 20 minutes. I'll have to check that out, Mad. Thanks. You should be coming up into this chat. It should show up in the multi-stream, so I'm not sure why it didn't. So I'll
Is
have
anybody else in
to.
the chat over on vertical?
I'm gonna check and see if that
Say
shows up.
something. Yeah, say something.
Oh, so you know what happened? Oh, okay. So they've changed the program. So I have to view. I have the YouTube normal and then the multi-stream. I have to look at it in multi-stream.
Since I wasted the first 3. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you should. Hey, thanks for being a member, Matt. I appreciate you, bud. Really, I do. Um, but yeah, I like telling jokes and being fun and having a good time, and so I'm the same person here that I am there. I'll be honest, I didn't like it over there. I'm sorry.
Oh, you were all by your lonesome.
I haven't seen Siren. Hey, Reggie, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being in the stream. Which one you show in there? Oh, that's another one of the Canadian or the Chinese ones that have been overstamped.
Oh.
And that's one that's been.
Oh, gross.
What?
Hang on, I got to share a photo with you guys. This was Amanda just posted this. Oh, stop it. Hang on.
Is it a coin?
There's screaming going on in my house. There's screaming going on in my house.
Is it a coin?
Taylor. Huh?
Is it a coin?
It's several. 1 second. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm glad Siren rescued you. I didn't put in. I ran a little late this morning. I woke up and looked at the clock and went, "Oh, I gotta go." So I didn't get some of my setup stuff done. Plus, I was working on the new format for my horizontal mode. So
boy,
kind of a little bit behind. Let's see.
Make sure that you disinfect your slabs after you get them.
Oh,
yes, that is what you think it is. And this was taken at the fun show. Mickey, Eric, Chuck, are you looking? Hopefully it's not one of them.
Oh, that'd be funny if it was. Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
That's gross.
There's like a bag right next to them. I don't understand. Whatever.
Maybe he pulled them out of the bag, stick them on the floor to look at them.
Ugh.
I would have
Pull
stuck
them out of the bag and stick them back on the bag.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done. Actually, I take that back. I wouldn't have been looking at my slabs in the toilet.
I know, right? Put a toilet seat cover down.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
That was not good.
Oh, too much fun. Well, hey, folks, if you guys haven't heard, we dropped this on New Year's. Tiger and I are doing a new conglomeration, a new joint venture, if you will. Mm-hmm. It's something that we're going to be putting together discussions, and I'm going to pull this up real quick so you guys can see this. It's called Stack Collector. And Paula, you'll like this. This is going to be something that we've done. Obviously, we have stacking, collecting. We have a bunch of different stuff we're going to do. We'll talk about various things like legislation, congressional mandates, executive orders. We'll talk about coins. We'll talk about bullion. we're going to really push uh, sponsorship and uh, stuff for vets. So we've got our veteran stuff up here. But we also, if you know, a lector is to teach, to preach. And so you see that we've got the cross here. So we're going to include some things like probably once a month, do a topic about something, whether it be a foreign coin, a widow's mite, and then telling some not just biblical stuff, but including some of our faith into the discussion. So we're going to be releasing our first one here in a couple weeks, coordinating that. So please focus and pay attention to that. We'll put stuff out on our channels on our collaborative. But it's going to be our site. We're going to do it one on his, one on mine, one on his, one on mine. Talked about it for a very long time. I actually went and got the stack elector thing trademarked, got all the information, took all the legal things. So really have been looking at this for a long time. Should be a ton of fun, but so stay tuned for that. I think you guys will really enjoy that. So be looking out for that. I'm looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. So cool stuff. Also, for those of you that March 13th, 14th, 15th, are those the dates?
For the St. Jude.
St. Jude. You'll see that if you're looking at the stream. Lower left-hand corner, you'll see that I've got the St. Jude listed there, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Please check that out. I'm going to be running on this screen. You'll see the St. Jude comes up all the time. There'll be like every 30 minutes or so, you'll see that it's up and running. So you'll see these things. Pay attention to this little area down here in the lower left-hand corner. Or if you're looking in the vertical mode, the upper right-hand corner. We'll be putting in new videos that are being dropped. I'll be putting in fundraising efforts. Wounded Warrior was just up, and now you'll see the St. Jude. So be paying attention to that. That's going to be cycling through. If there's new events like Livecoin QA just interviewed Jack Young, I'll probably take that thumbnail and throw that in here for tomorrow's live stream. Make that a part of this cycle. Kind of promote some of the stuff Paul is doing with Jack to make sure that really gets out there. So be paying attention to this lower left-hand corner or the upper right-hand corner, depending upon which view you're looking at, because that's where my news is going to be posted on this particular
Did you see
view.
that Harlan J. Burke promoted us?
Really?
Yes.
That's cool as hell.
I was so excited.
And that's why did I just lose his name?
Mike Nodelman works there, and Russ Vega and Aaron Burke.
Aaron Burke, that's the guy.
Owns it.
Yeah.
He's
Aaron
kind
Burke.
of works
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with me, and I was talking about Arlen J. Burke and stuff like that. And I showed him, he's like, it's like if these people are talking about, yeah, exactly. See, me and him were talking. Me and I were talking. People are going to be like, what? Specifically about that. We were talking about the fact that
they are
they're a big deal. And so to be promoted and to be told to be liked, we were talking about the kind when Coin Show podcast was going through channels and naming various channels, and they were, we were talking about good and bad ones. And I was telling me about that story, kind of walking through that process and what happens and what goes on. And, they're constantly looking for channels who are doing good and bad and tracking them and supporting them. So they're a really cool one, but to be listed on there is a really, really cool honor.
Yeah.
So outstanding.
But it was all because of Jack.
Jack's a stud.
That's all.
I go back and look at some of his stuff. I just sent him. Matter of fact, I need to check and see if he's responded to me.
I will take it. Jack and I are going to do our next one, I believe, on the 1795 drape bust dollar. And then we're going to do a live so that he can chit chat with you guys, because he's anxious to answer your guys' questions. And he has the live going Q&A t-shirt now.
You sent him a live going Q&A shirt?
Yeah, we did. He's so funny. He's so
nice.
Funny. He's so excited because we struggled to get like 500 views on the last one, and he's been really tracking the views on this video, on the last video. So he's all excited. It's over 1,000.
Well, I've been promoting it. I'm trying to make sure that it gets out too. I want to make sure that because it's great information. Like he really, really does a good job, and he explains things very nice, really easy to understand. So that's cool. I'm glad you guys have gotten over 1,000 views on that.
Yeah, we struggle, but it's okay.
What's up, Chappie? Good day, sir.
People want to learn when they want to learn and what they want to learn. So it's, when you have a channel that's strictly dedicated to, like ours.
Yeah.
It's just very specific about something. It's
well, in my channel, I talk about a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, you're
right. So
everywhere.
It's easier for me because people, they come in, it's more random. You guys always go over the same.
Well, and there's channels that you go into and you visit that we don't.
Yeah.
For reasons, but
no, I get you.
Yeah. So we have to be careful about that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and again, for me, it's, my channel is like bare bones basic. You guys dig into very specific information, looking at it, trying to explain exactly why something is something, showing it, celebrating people's victories, but explaining why something isn't, going through the emails, pulling up the coins, doing the overlays. Like you guys are moderate advanced, right? I'm just hey, get into the hobby. Here's some things you really want to kind of look at. Here are the people you want to go look at. If you're really looking at learning of this, these are the people that you want to go see. Simply because I can't, and I don't want to, and this is going to sound horrible, I don't have the time to dig in. I haven't been doing it for years. I've got 10 years before I get to really good, solid levels on certain things. Other places I've done really good. I've been able to get in, learn information. But I'm good about researching history and finding out stuff. And I like storytelling and doing that kind of stuff. So, but it's all about education, getting people interested in the hobby and making sure people are protected from the misinformation. So if I did nothing but strive to replicate what you guys do, it would be a losing venture for me. I would rather do stuff that allows those that watch you to come see me, but the people that watch me to go, oh, I really want to learn more about this. I need to go check out Livecoin, or I need to look through this, and hey, I really want to get into stacking. I really want to kind of understand and what to look for. So I'm going to go hit up Yankee or Silver Seeker. I'm going to go check out those. Hey, I want to do and understand more about how the markets work and kind of get information and stay up to date. I'm going to go over and check out Salivate Metal. Right. So I make sure I connect myself with certain people to be that kind of network community advocate person. You guys have a very specific niche, so it's hard for you guys to grow. That's why I don't have any issue. I love promoting.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, because if you collect coins, you should want to learn about them.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who just like, so there's two things. Number one, get rich quick. Is my coin worth something?
No, I don't need to know it. I just need to know if my coin's valuable. And then there are the other people who are like, I'm going to pick on me. Hey, CT87, good day. Hope you're here. Me is like, I can't see the items. I don't know what to look for. I don't have time to dig and look at it. I'm going to listen, and when I hear something that sparks my interest, then I'd like you to walk through it with me.
But let me explain something. 90% of what we do is behind the scenes. So when me just said that you teach 101, we teach 301, 90% of the people that we teach through email and other means on our Facebook group, through Messenger, through other Facebook groups, through, is beginner. Totally beginner. So
I understand that, right? Like this is the same thing, but again, you're talking about
our problem is that we have people that want to learn and want to ask us questions, but they don't want to reciprocate anything and help with the views or help the channel grow or anything like that. So we're starting right now they've lost that privilege because we don't do that right now. We've had to cut back because I was talking to Frostbyte about this. We have so many people that want to send us emails and want to post on the Facebook group and everything else. But we get like, there's no benefit for us because really all we get at the end of the day is a lot of grief. If we don't post their post fast enough, or if we don't answer their email fast enough, or if they don't like our answer, so I mean, it is getting taxing. And that's why we've started, Amanda and I have just started kind of doing videos without going live or anything like that. We're just doing videos. You can watch them or not watch them. And we've shut our email down.
Yeah.
So the only option you have right now, if you want our help, is to either catch us when, like right now, when I'm on Frostbytes, or join our Facebook group. That's the only option you have. Or catch me on Ida's in the morning, random pop-ups here and there. Because you can't, I mean, how often, like Frostbyte said in life, like where if you had to pay for this type of information,
couldn't afford it.
Like, well, you wouldn't get it free anywhere else. You know what I mean?
No.
So
yeah, and I've said that a lot because you guys, it's the folks in the chat understand this, right? The folks that are here right now get this.
We do. We've harped on it enough.
We've talked about it a ton, but it's really important because what people need to understand is if you go, Keevan's in here still, I believe. Keevan understands gemology better than many people. He looks at a stone, he's like, oh, that's moonstone. He looks at something, he's like, oh, that is amethyst. Oh, that's citrine. Oh, that's ametrine. Or that's honey nut maple quartz, or whatever the hell the item is. And he can look at it, kind of understand it, see some things. But if you were to reach out to him and say, hey, I want to know a little bit about this, he'd give you that information, right? There's always more than meets. Yeah, exactly. But if I take that to a certified gemologist and I say, hey, I want to validate and tell me what this is, they're going to charge me $250, $300, $400. Mm-hmm. If I want it certified, they're going to charge me $1,000. So it's very important when you have resources like LiveCoin QA that you appreciate them, you respect them, because people take that for granted, which is what's happening right now with you guys. People are taking that for granted, and they just expect.
We've been sitting needing. We've been needing 30 subscribers to get to 7,000 for months now, and we can't get 30 subscribers.
Yeah, and Kevin, that's exactly what I was saying. Just if you just want a basic report. I see new people
constantly in our email and in our, I see people constantly in our email and stuff like that, and new people popping up that want to ask me questions and stuff. And I know they're not going over and subscribing to the channel. And that's the only way our channel is going to continue to survive, is if it grows. Because let's face it, all our email, our website, our StreamYard, all of that costs money. Our
Yep.
giveaway, when we give away books, all of that costs money. Not to mention all the time that we put into it. So when we can't even get 30 subscribers in 6 months, something's got to give. There's got to be a change, right?
Well, yeah,
So,
and so again, there's if you guys are getting views, that's good,
yeah.
right? Because you have to have the views for monetization. You don't need, once you're at that 1,000, you don't have to worry about that
Yeah.
aspect for monetization. But, and actually, this is something I'm going to be talking about. I want to talk a little bit tomorrow about monetization because I've heard some things in the streams, and I want to, once again, I want to correct some misinformation out there. If you're looking at being monetized, people are like, well, I'm losing hours every month. There's no way I gain 40 and I lose 25. There's reasons for that.
Too
So I'm
hard
going
to
to talk.
track that, Gen X.
Say again.
Oh, Gen X said only subs should be able to submit requests at this point, but that's impossible to track. When we have an email and people are sending us emails, we have no way to track whether they've subscribed to us or not.
Yeah. When you're doing email-based system is extremely difficult. Now you could be, there's through the website. If you had everybody submit through the website, you'd have to have a mandatory field for your
But to
channel.
do that is going to cost money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah. So there's a lot. And by the way, so for those of you that are in here, I haven't been looking at chat, so I apologize. Thanks for being in here. If I haven't called you out, I apologize. Chappie's like, I only need 7 for 600. Yeah. And what's funny about this is
it's crazy.
Oh, and by the way, Paula, remember I was like, I don't understand why people would want to buy subs, because buying subs, it just doesn't help your channel with views or anything. And I'm like, why would people do that? I got an email that said, hey, are you struggling to get to 10,000? We can promote you through whatever for X amount of money.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would I do that? It's not, are you guaranteeing me views? They won't guarantee views. They'll just
you can buy views too, though.
Huh?
You can buy views too.
Well, pay for a farm?
You can buy views, yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I? No, because when you stop paying for it, you lose it. So why?
Well, I mean, and the funny thing is, I mean, so we know, I think I know the motivation for that. We've talked about it before, and whatever, it's your channel. You want to spend the money, do that, whatever. People want to spend the money on you, on your channel. It's their money, right? Whatever, for whatever reason. I think it's because when people are scrolling through, they see someone with 200 subs and they see someone with 200,000 subs. I think that human nature, they're more apt to go watch the person with 200,000 subs.
I agree with that. I never thought about it that way before, but I see that when I'm looking through people who are the more influential.
That's why we have a problem trying to keep up with that Eric Miller guy or whatever, or anybody does, like, because he's got, first of all, he's got like 6 different channels. This is the Coin Channel Tube or whatever his
Coin channel, yeah.
Coin Tube channel. Eric Miller, I think, is his name. He's got like 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't even know how many channels he's got. He's got a ton of Facebook channels too. He does TikTok, Instagram, all of this other stuff. Well, I just had to go. He just did a video that I saw yesterday or the day before on a dropped letter. And he's telling people to go, you need to look for this Hawaii quarter. It has to be in a Denver mint mark, blah, blah, blah. And you look for the T, and underneath it is this extra T well, if you know anything about error coins, you know that is most certainly a one-off.
Yeah, there might be 1 or 2, but that's it.
Yeah, and if there's 2, it's most likely in a separate place on the coin or whatever because it's
Yeah.
moved around the
Yeah.
die a little bit. It is shifted a little bit. So it's a one-off error coin. But he is telling people they need to look for it, and here's the auction record, and here's what it sold for, and blah blah blah. Well, that tells me obviously knows nothing about what he's talking about. But but that's the kind of stuff that we deal with constantly on a regular basis because he's got over 1 million subscribers. People believe everything he says. And here we sit at, 6,000 subs. They're not going to believe us over him.
But
So that's why
he
people do
doesn't
it.
care. And the reason you can tell that he doesn't care
No,
is because
he's making millions of dollars.
well, not only that, but he
I
works
don't
off
care.
of FOMO. He utilizes
Yeah.
FOMO as a tool, and that's the way he draws people in. If you don't get on this now, save this. This is the only place you heard this information. They utilize the opportunity for loss. They utilize a fear-based tactic. They utilize that FOMO-based tactic. It's a selling technique, and he's good at selling himself. He's a coin prostitute. Like he just sells himself with no information, and people who don't know any better, see this dude who's, and I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter how attractive you are. If you sell yourself right, people will watch because he's not a good looking dude.
But that's the reason I think why
yeah.
people do that, because people are more apt to, and I don't know how the YouTube algorithm goes. If the more subs you have, if they'll push your channel more, I don't know how that works, because most of the time when you see this happening, it's easy to, like, people must think we're stupid. I mean, we're not stupid. You can
Exactly,
tell
Gen X.
you can definitely tell the difference between natural organic growth of a channel and something fishy's going on here, because like Gen X, or who's Papa Giorgio said, when the views don't match the subscriber count, when all of a sudden somebody's like subscriber count goes like off the charts, when it stayed pretty level up to that and they've been on for a long time, and all of a sudden they get this huge spike of 90,000 subscribers or whatever it is, you know that that's not normal organic growth, and their views don't match. So why aren't all of these new subscribers at least watching one video? Why don't they have one video that's gone viral or something like that? Nothing. And these are brand new subscribers. You'd think they'd be watching the channel at least for a little while.
Yeah,
right?
And that's again, you should have, when you look at views.
So something's not right there.
Yeah, when you look at views, now, granted, I do some weird eclectic stuff, and I tell dad jokes, and I do different stuff like that. Some people watch certain things more than others, and that's fine. My numbers are all over the place. More times
natural.
Huh?
That's natural.
It is natural. But one of the things that I've noticed is on my shorts, I should be somewhere around 2 to 10% views to subscriber. Right? That's normal for my channel. On my long form content, I'm about 0.5% to 1% average views. So between 2 and 500 views is kind of where I sit for my videos. Sometimes they're more, sometimes they're less. The last half of the year, my shorts went up and my long form went down a little bit. Some of it was because of dad jokes, some of it was because of whatever. That is normal. But you don't see me sitting at 10,000, 100,000, 200,000. It's when you see channels that are 150, 200,000 subscribers and they're getting the same views I am. No, that's just not right.
But when it's brand new, like over like 1 month, they've got this huge spike in subscribers, but nothing else has changed.
No, I'll give you a great example.
Why aren't these brand new subscribers, even if they are real subscribers, why aren't they watching your crap?
Yeah. I'll give you a great example. Remember when I interviewed Midnight Joe? Midnight Joe was the one that Bullion Shark used her video.
Oh, her. Yes, I remember her.
Called her out and said, oh my God, look how stupid she is for ruining these $1,000 quarters. And she's like, no. This is what I do. This is what's going on. Get your shit right. That's not correct. That got like 2.6 million views. She gained 22,000 subscribers on that video. And she's like, it's great. Yeah, my other views have gone up, but
and it hasn't. 22,000 subscribers is not that much for that many views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people watched the video, just didn't subscribe to her channel.
Yeah. And so when you look at that that kind of item, and she's like, well, here's the thing. They look at information and they see this and they see that one thing, they look at it like, oh, I'm going to go look at this. I'm going to go check this out. Somebody said that I have to go do this. They look at the item like, oh, that's cool. And then they buy a ring. Their transaction with them might be completely done. It's gone.
Right.
So she's like, you can't judge a channel by one viral video or by one big glump of subscribers. You have to look at the overall set.
And I understand a huge subscriber count. I mean, a huge view count more than I do a huge subscriber count. Like I understand because I watch videos. I watch these little reels and stuff like that all the time. And I don't go follow that channel or subscribe to that channel. Yeah. Sometimes I do, but very rarely. So I get that more than I get like a huge subscriber spike. And whoever you are listening out there, you little troll that wants to come troll me because I'm talking about this, I could care less. So have your fun, eat your cookies, whatever you're going to do. Make sure you wipe the crumbs off of your chest. But anyway, I got trolled last time we talked about this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's okay.
So Coach says, what's your goal for 2025, Frosty?
I named no names. So if you know who I'm talking about, then you're guilty.
Yeah.
I named no names.
Yeah. Coach, so what's your goal for 2025, Frosty? Subscriber wise, 10,000.
Mine too.
Huh?
Right. Mine's just, I need 30. We need 30 subscribers. That's my goal.
10,000 I want to get to 10,000 subscribers for 2025. I want to double my subscriber count. I had one event, kind of a fluke event that got me a whole bunch of subs.
A 2,000 sub spike, but we all know why that happened. So
it was 1,800, but yeah, less than that. And I lost a bunch of those. But in 2024, I naturally pulled more than a double in my channel. Taking that equation out. Now I have things in the works behind the scenes that are not necessarily going to be tied to any live stream that I do. I'm going to be publishing videos that are going to go in a certain area, and it's going to go to a specific subset of people. I've got people that are doing the translation for me. It's going to be my videos, but it's going to be all done through Hindi. And it's going to be a separate channel specifically targeted at India.
World domination.
Well, but there's a reason that I've done this. Pinky in the brain. To take over the world. So I do have some big plans in 2025. But I don't think that it's going to be difficult for me to go from 5,000 to 10,000 subs because I'm learning more, I'm gaining more information, I'm doing different styles of streaming. my subscriber counts in the last 2 months have been 250, 300 subs every month. I'm learning about what's going on, the partnerships with Tiger, trying to do some of that stuff. It's going to be it's going to be big. So I see some really good things happening in 2025. I set my goal. It's a lofty goal, but if you don't set a goal just outside of what you think you can do, you won't necessarily work as hard to achieve it. So that's my goal. No sponsorships, Kevin. Because of my jobs, I can't do sponsorships. I have a clause in my contract that I can't do that. So I have to avoid that. I can call out channels, I can support channels, I can do stuff like that, but I can't actually say, oh, and by the way, this is brought to you by, because I can't promote something even in my personal life because of some stuff that I do. It just becomes too tricky, too cumbersome. So I won't be doing it. Now I can work with people who do, and I'm actually going to be working with people who do that. So I'm going to be working on gaining. Thank you for the person who just subscribed. I appreciate you. But again, I'll be looking at these things and I'll be growing. I will be doing some stuff that is probably once a month with Tiger that you'll never see me do normally, which will be giving some stuff away in a very specific fashion for growth. But that's more of the stacker side when we work with the stacking edge of things. So you will see some changes. I'm trying to provide information. This is why I've got one of these new structures. I've actually got somebody looking at market research and actually looking at my site and how can I improve? How can I target certain demographics? I want to grow this because as Paula and I have stated a number of times through here, there's so much misinformation that I want to capture youth. I want to make sure that young people come and look at this and go, this is cool. There's a lot here. It keeps the mind. I know a lot of us older folks, there's a lot of information on the screens, but the younger minds need data. They need it. They crave it. The average attention span for a short is about 2.5 to 3.5 seconds. The average capture time for a long form video is if you haven't captured their attention or had them interested in your screen in the first 5 to 7 seconds, you've lost them. So looking at the market, looking at how things are done, and not doing it to where it's going to drive all of you nuts, but making sure that I provide information and of interest. You'll see this more in my videos. Even in my dad jokes, I'm trying to take my dad jokes to another level to get people who are really interested in hobby and stuff. This is why I created the one with our Achilles and Homer and those guys, and then threw in the joke associated with it. I want people to look at it and really understand it. Check Stacker, what's going on, buddy? Through the veterans logo up there. I'm actually working with some veteran service organizations in this year to come up and talk about some veteran service programs. I'm going to have people coming up talking about all sorts of stuff relating to PTSD and some of the stuff that they can do and getting into coin collecting as a hobby. So there's a lot of stuff that I have planned for 2025, and I'm building a lot of relationships to do that. So I plan on seeing some pretty good growth in 2025.
Morning, ATS.
What's up, ATS? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. What's up, Starika? So you'll be seeing some really cool things in 2025. I plan on doing some really cool stuff for the members this year. 2024, I posted some member videos. I did a couple giveaways, but nothing huge. 2025, I've got a couple really cool things for members. By the end of the year, I at least will have 2 gold giveaways for members, a couple silver giveaways, a piece of platinum, stuff like that. And we'll be talking about how that's going to work and what needs to happen as far as the memberships go, what you can expect. I have 3 tiers. I'm not going to change the tiers, not going to change the prices, but just going to give the people more opportunity for stuff. You're paying to be supporting the channel. I'm going to start giving back and more than I did in 2024. So I don't think I'll have any problem doubling my subscriber count. But I really want to, my purpose is to really get information out there and really get people interested in the hobby and have fun with it. And, you know, it'll change. It'll change. People like free stuff. Yes. But I don't want people coming in just for the free stuff. I want people coming in organically. I want people coming in to the thing. I'm not going to be paying for advertisement. I take that back. I may do a couple ads this year, but they're going to be for very specific guests that I have come up. Because if I can get two of the guests, and I'm going to give you kind of a clue, we've reached out to some legislative partners. I'll just say that. If we can get them on, I will be taking ads out to let people know that they're coming on. It'll be a big deal. It'll be coordinated by their teams. It'll just be hosted on my channel. So if I can get those folks, then yes, I will be advertising the hell out of it, because they're big news. They're big names. So in that case, yeah, I'll probably do some of that. I will continue to do what I'm doing now. I won't buy subs. I won't buy views. Because as soon as you stop paying for it, and I don't have the money to do it, but as soon as you stop paying for it, then everything falls off. I want my views to grow organically. I want my subs to grow organically. And because I want people to watch the content. I work my ass off building videos and doing stuff for 80 people to look at it. So I want those views to grow. So, but those are my plans for 2025, Coach. That's it's pretty lofty. And will I attain them all? Hopefully I blow them out of the water.
Ray, shut up.
So say again.
I just told Ray to shut up.
What's Ray saying?
Hashtag blame Paula.
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, Ray, it's okay. No worries. I've told you why I like Ray, right?
Why?
My mom taught me to be nice to handicapped kids.
Yeah. But
people like, Frosty, you're a dumbass. It's like, well, that's because my mom told me to quit being a smartass when I was young. All right, folks. Well, hey, it is 10:30. My wife is texting me saying your eggs are done.
Okay, everybody have a blessed weekend.
So you guys have a wonderful. I will see you guys tomorrow. You trademarked that name. I did trademark that name. The Stack Collectors. Yes, I did indeed. Because there were Stack Collectors. There was other stuff, but in the frame and the format in which it is, I did actually issue the trademark. So it's got, I've got some legal things to do to finalize all of that, but yeah, it's all in the works. So, all right, folks. Well, hey, I want you to take care of yourselves. Enjoy, friends. Again, like I said, I got to hang out with me yesterday. It's nice to be able to join with people in the community and hang out. So I want you to do me a favor. Please be kind, show some grace, and remember that we all fall short in some aspect or another. All right, folks, we'll see you tomorrow. If you're interested in learning a little bit about YouTube monetization and hours and how that maintains, we'll be talking about coins, but we'll also be talking about that as well. So, yep, I got the St. Jude up there. You'll see that. Send some donations to Ida. And again, please make sure that you put that on your calendar. That is certain to be a fun one. All right, folks, love you. Be well, be blessed. And you know what? I will see you guys